Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel today. Today I have a project that has been sitting around my office incomplete for way too long, and I just wanted to... I'm trying to get a lot of projects that I haven't finished up and out of my way. So this is a Christmas project using some cut files, some punches, and some products from Keep It Simple Paper Crafts. So I have this background, and this is from the Back to Basics line, and I will leave a link to Keep It Simple in the description box below. But it's got this really cute plaid on the back, but I thought that the stars were kind of fitting for Christmas. I have just one 4x6 photo, and then I have this adorable cut file that I used, once again, the Back to Basics collection from Keep It Simple. And the first thing I did, well, I backed all of the cookies, ornaments, all the little pieces in there. The only piece that is not, or paper that is not Keep It Simple's, is this craft color, and that's just a piece of cardstock from my stash. But I backed everything with pattern paper first, and then I backed the entire jar with vellum. So it kind of gives the illusion that it's a glass jar. Anyway, I thought it turned out really cute, really fun. I don't believe that you can get this cut file any longer. It was part of Paige's, I think it was 25 Days of Christmas cut files, and I fell in love with this one. I knew that I wanted to create a project with it. So anyway, I had a lot of fun with it. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but the enamel dots are from Keep It Simple as well. So this is kind of how I was thinking I was going to lay things out. I've got, as I mentioned, just one 4x6 photo, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that kind of lightly, though. I'm not going to push it down too hard, because I might have to just adjust things a little bit. Got my T-square here just to make sure that everything is straight. And then I've added tons of pop dots on the back of this. And honestly, I probably won't peel the backing off of all of them, but I wanted to put lots of pop dots so that my cut file didn't sag. So we'll take off just part of the backing here. These are pop dots by Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. And we'll go ahead and place that. The only thing I'm watching for on the placement here is I don't want this ribbon to go over my sweet girlie's face. I guess she's not my daughter. These are through my nieces and my nephew. But I kind of claim them as my own. Okay, so there's that. The next thing I wanted to do was add a little bit more green. And to tell you the truth, I don't know that I'm 100% sold on these strips. So they're just strips that I think I cut them like at 3/4 of an inch and then punched them with a border punch. And I'm going to leave them there for just a minute to kind of, I don't know, let me think about whether I want to leave them or not. I'm kind of thinking that I will, because I want to tie in this journaling block with a little bit more green. So I can already tell, though, that I need to, move this photo up and over just a little bit because I want to put my title under the photo and I haven't left quite enough room for that. There we go. So now I'm going to do my title to make sure that I have saved enough room and everything. So the title on this layout is Christmas Cookies. And I cut, this is just a cut file that I got from the Silhouette store. I cut it out in the red paper first, and then I offset it and cut it again in a little bit darker pink, just to make it, give it a little bit more weight and have it stand out a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this title in place. And I'm just using art glitter glue. I really like this liquid adhesive. It dries clear, but it dries quickly, and you can get this really fine applicator on it as well. So I'll adhere that end of the word Christmas. Whoops, I'm having a hard time hanging on to these die cuts. And then we'll put just a little bit of adhesive on the back of this one. I'm going to go ahead and use these green strips. I think they tie in really nicely with my journaling block. So I'm going to use liquid glue on this and just on the bottom portion of the border. And I'm doing that because I want to ruffle the lace portion of the border and give it a little bit of dimension. So we'll just adhere these quickly, and then while they're drying we can finish up a couple other things and then ruffle the lace portion of these just as we're finishing. And then we're just going to adhere the cookies portion of our title. Before that, I am going to trim off the excess of the word Christmas, just so I can get my T-square in there to place the word cookies. These are thickers from American Crafts. There's some that I just had in my stash. Honestly, I don't know what collection they came with. There's some that I've had for a while. They're really cute. They've got pink foam on the bottom and then an iridescent kind of a pearl white finish on the top. So we'll just put those right there. Looks like I need to bump a couple of these down just a little bit. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, I have my journaling strips here. I printed my journaling at home just on white copy paper. I also just printed the date. So maybe I might add the date down here. Let me see how that's gonna go. But we'll get these strips adhered and then decide. So I printed, as I mentioned, I printed my journaling strips at home, and then I cut them with my paper trimmer and added 1/8 of an inch double-sided adhesive to the back And this adhesive happens to be from Scrapbook.com. And I think we'll put that right there in the middle. And I am going to add the date here at the bottom. Just nestle it in right there, right in between the die cut portion of the title and the thickers. Actually, I don't, now that I've put that there, whoops, I don't like that there. So scratch that. We'll make a little adjustment up here and put that in right there. I think it just blends in a little better. Down here, it looked like it was going to be portion of the title, and that's not the look I was going for. So I'm just going to take one of these ruby enamel dots from Keep It Simple and dot the eye. In all honesty, I didn't even want to try and keep track, whoops, of that little tiny piece of paper. And I think enamel dots look cute and give it a little bit of dimension anyway. So just to finish things off, I'm going to take my fingers and just run them in between the background paper and the lace portion of my border, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Whoops. And I don't want to bend it. And then we'll do that along the top. This just gives it a little bit of dimension. It's totally optional, not something you have to do. I think it just gives kind of an added finishing touch to the layout. And with that, I'm going to call this one finished. So thank you so much for stopping by. I am so happy to have you here. If you haven't done so already, I would love to have you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I have a new video. I have a new video come up every Sunday and then once or twice throughout the week, depending on my schedule. So I would also love to have you join me over on my Instagram page. The link is in the video description. I share some behind the scenes and a lot of projects that I don't have a process video for over on my Instagram feed and in my stories. So thank you again for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon.